for joining. If you're just coming in, this is Rebel Sage. We have just started. So I'm going to get to my first question because the moment that I looked at like 3 of your posts today, I noticed something instantly. And your posts often drop at powerful angel numbers like 1111 or 333 or 111.
Mhm.
What significance does these times hold for you, and how do they shape your creative process?
Oh my God, I love that question. Everything's intentional for me as much as I can be, right? Because numbers, everything's vibrational,
Mhm.
everything's harmonic. So if I put this portal as a gateway, riding the energy of the universe, it might help it reach the people who it's meant to reach versus the stupid algorithm and 100 likes or a million likes for the wrong people. I just want the right people to find it.
Right. I think that's like a beautiful answer. And the moment that I opened the first one, I was like, "Oh my god, she posted it 11:11." And when I opened the second one, I was like, "Wait." Now I'm like, like I'm paying attention to it. And then when I got to the third one, it was 333. I was like, I don't remember what each one. I literally every time they present themselves to me, I find myself on Google like rereading it and re-understanding what the significance of it is. So it was I have done that a few times where I have scheduled a post for 11:11 and it's gonna be the one that makes the difference or in whatever way and in just reaching maybe that one person that needed to read it that day, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
but I genuinely loved that. I was like, "Ugh, I
I'm
love."
glad you picked up on it, see, because you were meant to. So it's a little bit of a game. That's all it is.
Yeah, the bathrobe guy, Confessions of a Black Femme. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome.
We're only on question 2. This is Rebel Sage, and we're just gonna get into like a lot of messiness in the healthiest way possible. You speak a lot about the pressure to shrink or often to be heard. How have you learned to reclaim space without compromising your truth?
Wow, that's an ongoing practice.
I think that's yeah.
Ongoing, but I'm getting better because I feel so much. I don't know if empathy, like being an empath and a highly sensitive person, if you relate to that. So I feel my nervous system is so highly attuned. I can feel people's thoughts even though they don't know what they're thinking. You know what I mean? And I didn't ask for this gift.
Right.
So it's just I usually like people please or shapeshift to create more peace in the environment. That was my code switching my whole life, right? To survive. And so to reclaim that, it's putting boundaries down, which is so fucking hard when you were the one where everyone just counted on you to be that person. Do you know what I mean? Oh, you're pushing back now, but y'all have been doing this your whole lives. And now I'm a bitch. Now I'm the asshole. So it's
Isn't that the irony in the situation where people can't see it either? They're just like they're so used to you being the reliable one, the one that's always present and there to actively pick up the pieces for them. And the moment you're like, you know what, I'm actually really tired of doing this. Can you go figure that out on your own? They're like, what the fuck?
yes. Like I just committed the most heinous crime and then you end up backsliding and caving. And that was like a pattern I did my whole fucking life, right?
Oh man. The way
And
that
so,
that's,
yeah.
that's I'm so aligned in that. I'm sorry. Like that's kind of crazy that I feel like there's such parallels in our lives and we have never even lived in the same state.
Yeah.
That again, that brings perspective to everything when you think about interactions with humans, but continue.
So reclaiming spaces, I've had to do a lot of that, like being misunderstood. That's one of my core wounds, right? It's like you want to be liked, but then you want to be you. And I'm like, I'm a disruptive energy, but I also don't want to alienate people. So it's like reclaiming spaces, my sexuality, my gender, my just me as a human. Because, the systems want us separate. So then we, create more division with each other. That's what we're doing because we're like fighting and we're not whole. So reclamation is truly being like, who the fuck am I? Being okay with paradoxes. People are not okay with opposites. Like you could be spiritual and cuss. You can, eat this and that. Like people are either or. And that's one of the biggest thing in the reclamation game is being okay with your totality.
All right.
Your ups and downs, your pivots, your who you are breath to breath. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, I understand it. I don't know if anybody
Yeah.
watching understands it, but I understand it. And I feel like it's very refreshing for me to have conversations with people that I feel like are very aligned in their thought processes because for me, I have felt very lonely in my thought processes. Like, oh shit, am I thinking this wrong? Like, am I doing life wrong?
Yeah.
because I'm not doing it like them.
Okay. I love that. Have you ever considered yourself as neurodivergent?
I said that to my mom just came to visit with my nephews for my nephew's graduation, and I had, like, a moment where my mother, my father, my sister, and me were in the same room again, and it was so fucking triggering, and I had told them, though, like, "I feel like I have something," and they're like, "There's nothing wrong with you," and I was like, "I didn't say there was something wrong with me.
Exactly.
I'm saying that I feel like there are quirks about me that I definitely don't know that the way that I communicate sometimes affects people in the way that they receive it, and I never come from a place of, like, wanting to, like, break somebody down or hurt somebody, but yet because of my tone or because of my approach or whatever the way that I communicate it, it is taken that way, and I'm, like, so, like, I don't read the room,
Mhm.
you know? So it's just like, "Oh, wait, you gotta like, I offended you? Like, I'm so sorry." Like, if you knew me, like, genuinely knew me, you knew that there was no ill will in my intent of conversation that I had with you, but and that's been something that I've struggled with my whole life, so I had to shapeshift, conform, and become the people that I was around to feel like I was safe enough to just be there, you know?
I have chills on that. I relate to that so much. To me, I'm hearing our too muchness, our too differentness, our too bigness. People don't know what to do with it. They're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's usually projected back to us not in a healthy way. And we're doing all the emotional laboring. You know what I mean? Like, meet us halfway, because when I say neurodivergent, when I say queer, queer, yes, in your sexuality, but also against the normal way of living, normies. I don't know how to call it. You're just different. And when we're different, we always have to, it feels like we have to defend ourselves all the time.
The bathroom guy, I adore him. But he says, "I'm no longer the same person that started this sentence." And I was like, I actually find that very profound because if you are somebody that's ever evolving, that sentence could be 1,000
I
and one.
love that because I'm usually breath to breath. So yeah, like I don't know. I'm always changing. I'm in the moment. I love that bathroom guy. Yes,
Yeah,
bathrobe guy.
that's cool guy. He's cool. His work is really good. So if you haven't
I
subscribed,
have not yet. I will check it out. Thank you.
bathroom guy. Kristen, thanks for joining us. Um, wow. So I already feel like it's only been 10 minutes and whoo,
I know. I'm so excited.
it feels really good to have conversations with somebody that definitely understands me. I just had a emotional day yesterday because I communicated to my sister and my father, like, "I wish you guys knew how to show up for me." And, like, the reactions that I got, it was very like, "Oh, okay, wait, am I the problem? Did I just say something wrong?" Because all I'm saying is, like, I'm not saying that you don't show up for me. I'm saying I wish you knew how to show up for me.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, 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 yes. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead, go.
So I realized with my last partner and the grief I went through, they said they loved me, but they didn't love me the way I needed to be loved and the way I wanted to be loved. And that's not wrong or bad, but my needs weren't being met. And I gave them the blueprint over and over and over. And it was like, fuck, I communicated. I'm doing the emotional laboring for the both of us. So I hear you when you say you're not showing up for me. And they might come from a place like we are, but it's the way they do, not the way you need.
Right, and it's so interesting how difficult that is for somebody to, like, absorb and understand. So this, like, group chat got very chaotic, and I was like, "Okay, at this point, this defensiveness that's coming from all of you people is like, I gotta you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you later."
Good
Like,
for you.
again, I'm tired of trying to communicate my feelings and my feelings triggering somebody else to have feelings, and now I'm dealing with their feelings.
Exactly. That's the emotional laboring part. I hear you. And it's so exhausting. And egos get triggered. And Eckhart Tolle calls it the pain body.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that? So, especially with family, because it's like we're all sharing that ancestral, like that trauma. And we're just like, I'm proud of you for asking. And what helps me have compassion, but also boundaries is they can only show up with the tools they have and the capacity they have.
Right, but I think that conversation gave me the clarity to understand that's where my sister is, that's where my dad is, and I can no longer approach them with certain situations if I'm expecting this and they can't give me that. And that's
Exactly.
how that's the pattern that those are the things that need to happen so you can figure out how to continue to protect your peace. And it doesn't mean that you don't go to your family for stuff. It just means like you go to them for things that you know that they can actually deal with, right? And that doesn't make either one of us mad. But real quick before we go,
so many good comments from Kristen, right?
let me read her out loud. God, I've never been able to say that to anyone. I think there is definitely power, and I think that literally yesterday was the first time that I was able to say it, and like just be able to stand on it and be like, I don't feel the need to defend myself. I don't feel the need to apologize because you had a reaction for something that I said. Like, I'm just gonna tell you to have a good day, and we're gonna create some space now so that you can continue to process this. Because once conversations get started, people get emotions, and the emotions sometimes make it harder for people to really digest what is being said. So, like, now that's when space needs to happen, and then maybe it can be reconsumed if that person reaches out with a different mindset. Like, that's how I see it.
Well said.
It's easier to just stay quiet than dealing with your emotions and theirs. Yeah, but I think that that's probably something I've done all my life. I can probably
I'm not doing that anymore.
right. Like, I don't want to stay quiet. I want to call you out on your shit, and I want you to be grown enough to understand that it's not an attack on you. It's a way, like, I'm trying to help you. Like, we can have whatever any type of relationship you're trying to have with me, if we both can see the things that we need to improve upon. So in that conversation later on, we three of us got to the point to understanding that none of us, including my father, who's almost 65, grew up in a household that was emotionally safe. So they don't know how to deal with things from an emotional perspective. Like, when I say they, I include me. We don't know how to deal with things sometimes from an emotional perspective. So we think logically. How can we fix the person's problem? So somebody comes with us for a problem, instead of us being super compassionate, be like, oh my God, it's fine, let me give you a hug. We're like, okay, well, you could do this and this. Right? Like, that's how all of us were raised. But yet I now at a point in my life that's like, I don't want the logic. I just want somebody to hug me and tell me it's going to be fine.
Oh, I hear you.
Right? Because I know that I can figure it out. I literally just need a hug.
You say that because I'm learning to say, because this is where, you gotta fucking say it clearly, because male brains, female brains, people, right, lenses, perspectives. I'm sharing this. I don't need to be fixed right now. I need somatic touch to feel safe in my body.
Right.
Starting off with that.
I think I'm starting to say it this week. It's only Tuesday.
There you go. I celebrate you.
That there's a start of it, right? But I think that we all of a sudden understood, well, we were not raised in households that were able to provide that. So maybe that's what we're now seeking later in life. And we have to now figure out how to show up for each other that way, because none of us have ever learned how to do that. So when it comes into like, oh, us as a family are now figuring out how to be the humans that we should have had when we were at different stages of our lives, like, that makes it more poetic.
It makes me want to cry, and it just makes me feel like, their parents did the best with theirs, and imagine the emotional dissonance then, and it's not an excuse, but this is my thing. Like, we got to do the inner work. There's no human on this planet that is, above doing inner work. And if you're not, and you're just going around unleashing your trauma and your emotions without doing any fucking self-awareness, self-reflection, that to me is like,
well, those are the humans that lack accountability, right? They don't, they're never wrong. And that's my ex. So we're not going to go there.
I know we're not going there, because I know we're both grieving like exes and shit, but we learn.
No, we're going to go there because I got a very interesting text message before we went live. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? I have to go.
Okay.
Kristen says it rots your soul, though. And then that's like the point, is like to not stay quiet so it no longer rots your soul. Like, if you're so uncomfortable, start speaking up. Like, that's that's what your body's telling you.
Exactly. And that's how illness comes up, when you resent and you're bitter and you hold it in. So please, folks, find a way to let it out.
They literally tell you stress can kill you. And it's not a fucking lie. Like, it's not a lie. Bathrobe Guy says, the ways people show and feel love are very diverse. What makes me feel loved may not be the same for my partner, and how I show love may not feel like it to my partner either. So, like, that to me is like very complex, that, right? Because, like, there had to have been something that you and your partner would have connected on. But again, if there's some type of bond already formulated, you care about somebody, you learn, because we're all capable of learning how to show up for somebody that we care about. Right? Like, that's a cool choice to have. Like, you know what? I don't know how to do that, but because I love and care about you so much, I'm going to learn. And you're going to teach me, and it's going to take patience, and I'm going to fuck up a lot.
That's ideal relationships you want, but people get in relationships, they don't have the same energy, or they came in with it and then life happens and they don't, and we would have check-ins and then the shit would be like, I asked you, I told you, there's no accountability, there's no action.
Yeah, no, there's yeah.
See?
It sounds like we had very similar situations in our previous relationships too, and in telling somebody like I'm telling you literally how to love me.
Me too. I was like, I'm telling you all the shit. I don't hide it. This is where I'm struggling. This is my, my pitfalls. I'm not lying and that I'm perfect. And me expressing that is very vulnerable. And
Yeah.
that's going to help us grow. But the other person, I have no problems. Gaslight, gaslight. You need, you do, you.
uh, no, it's true. It's true. And we have some time, but the time is gonna fly. Watch, because
Okay, go to your questions, love.
that's a question, right? All right. So, real quick, Human 101 should be a class in school. I believe that.
Yes.
Agreed. Indeed. It is about caring enough to learn how to work with the ideal of love. Yes. Devil's advocate, but maybe your words and actions are conflicting. Obviously.
Ooh.
That's what I think. I think like a lot of what happens in a relationship is both people are saying that they can show up for each other, but then when each person is testing if the person is, they're not. And that's where like the resentment starts formulating and the frustration starts formulating, and like now we don't want to do these things because you're not doing it for me. Why should I do it for you? Like, like it gets very ucky very quickly. All right. But I'm going to scroll down a little bit. I'm going to randomly pick a number between 5 and 14.
11.
11. How do you maintain your boundaries in a relationship when your energy is so open and expansive?
Oh, shit. Are you talking like romantic, platonic, like?
Any type of relationship, because I think in all different relationships that I've had in my life, I have compromised a lot of myself to maintain
Okay. So you're asking me, how do I maintain my boundaries when my energy is expansive and
open. Because I am very much that way. Like I'm an open book. I will flood you with
yes.
information because I don't mind sharing. But sometimes there has to be like a limit of what am I gonna actually share.
Oh, that's your angle. Okay, I wasn't sure. I was thinking energetic boundaries. You're like,
I mean, however you took it is fine, but like that's how I kind of took it, was like
I
I know
don't know how to take this question because I'm newly minted. Like I've gone through a huge rebirth. Like this last year's just like upended my whole fucking world, right?
yeah,
And so I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to make new friends in a place I moved to. Like I never thought I'd leave the Bay after 45 years of living there, right? I'm in
I
the South now.
I genuinely can't believe you did leave the Bay.
No,
But
everyone's like, "You're going where?" But my soul called me to North Carolina, Asheville, y'all, and I'm like, I don't know.
Asheville's beautiful, but there's something about a San Francisco area that I don't think compares to an Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah. So my yeah.
Openness of the Bay compared to maybe a little bit more closeness of the closed offness of Asheville. Like that would be my biggest concern for you.
That's why I had to give you some context because you're asking. I'm like so new with relations here because people are so different, and I'm used to being. I don't know how to answer that question, girl.
Oh, I'm going to give you the advice because I came from New York and I moved to Florida. And I recently just put out my Florida edition, and unfortunately it's for paid subscribers, or fortunately, I don't know. But I really don't talk about my life in Florida. The 4 years that I've almost been back in New York, I barely talk about it. But what I had noticed was at 25, I thought I was getting a fresh start and getting an opportunity to be who the fuck I was. But in reality, because of how different the cultures are, I felt the need, and what I did for a living, I had to conform to be like them, to be successful in my job, to have the friends, to have the relationships. And what I will tell you is I don't want to say I regret it, but I wish I would have just unapologetically, authentically been me the whole motherfucking time.
Thank you for sharing that.
I know it's probably hard right now to make any type of connections with people down there because of the way that you are, but I genuinely feel that you only need a few. And if you take the time and weed out, there will be, the handful, the couple, the two, the three that really start making that time there worth being there, you know?
Thank you. So I don't know how to answer your question because I've had to put boundaries on people who take my. I said I only want to be friends, and then these hetero cis men think they have like ownership over texting me all day and like meeting up all the time because they're nice. And I'm like, yo, like, so boundaries, I'm just like trying to just find people who respect my space and my flow. And everyone's either distant or not available. And I'm just like, I feel like so alien. Like, I'm like, I don't know how to connect with people here.
But maybe your journey is about connecting with you, right?
Yeah. And I finally accepted that. This is my season of being all about me. And you're right. If I find one or two interactions where I feel fed, fine. But no, it's all about boundaries and who makes me feel good, who makes me feel safe. And if you're not, no.
I think you have uh, done your time and deserve to be able to be that way, like genuinely. Bathroom Rope says, I might feel loved if I am given, oh my God, gifts or by hearing terms of endearment, while my partner feels loved by emotional support or being needed. Yes, these are things that you have to like learn, right?
Yeah.
Those are not the same views on love, and both views are valid. Yeah, and I think that that's the important thing is two things can be true.
Yes. We talked about that in the beginning of this call.
Yeah, like there's no reason why. Again, there are people that genuinely enjoy like just I want to do everything for you. Like I just it just makes me so happy to just like give everything for you. Like just do literally everything for you. And then in return, they just want to be held.
Mm.
Right? So that's again it's finding those ways to meet your partner's needs, and if you care about them, and I feel like that's how you would
Yeah. Agreed.
want to do that. All right. I'm trying to like the how do you hold space for others who feel too much or understood or misunderstood in today's world? Because I feel like that's how we are. So how do you hold space for people like that?
That's a really good question. I'm usually the one who's the most all the time. No, I love self-expression. It's one of my core values is supporting people to be fully expressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
be fully themselves. And so it takes whatever it needs to be in the moment, like putting my ego aside, my judgment aside.
Right.
Right?
Right. I think I find it always funny when somebody's like, "All right, don't judge me," and I'm like, why would I judge you? You didn't even say it yet. Like, why would I judge you? So that already tells me that you are judging you.
Of course. We say that.
So, hey, you know what? Don't judge me, but I really need to tell you something. I'm like, you don't have to warn me. Like, I need people to know. Like, I always enter a conversation with no judgment. How dare I judge somebody
But I
without?
don't you're rare though. We're rare. Most people are judging and don't create safe containers. So that person needs to say that all the time, right?
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting experience to all of a sudden realize, wow, I can tell what you've been through by the way that you walk, like the way that you move in life. Like I can tell, like if somebody feels the need to like over explain themselves, I can tell that that means you've had a partner that required that from you,
Mhm.
and that makes me like, oh, come here,
Oh, I'm gonna cry. Wow, yeah, that's a very intuitive gift.
right? Like I like the way people move. It's like, oh my god, I can like I visually I can see your scars. I can see them all over you. And I can hear it in your voice and stuff like that, and sometimes it that's why things become too much for me, like, energy-wise, it's like, "Alright, I need to hide in my space with my dog."
Yeah.
Get very heavy because I like, again, when you go out and you start understanding that everybody has a backstory, and then you actually start hearing everybody's backstory, you're like, "Shit, life is fucking sucky for everybody," you know? But in a beautiful way, because we all need to go through it. Right? There has to be an appreciation to something. All right. Soulful wellness musings. Thanks for joining. Michelle's in the comments. She says, I think there is a such thing as micro judgy.
Huh.
I think so. I can judge a little bit. Okay. There are certain things that I'm like, that maybe my environment might have implemented as judgy. Like when I lived in Florida, everybody talked about what people wore at Walmart.
I hate when people gossip. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like everybody was judging people what people decided to stroll in Walmart wearing. I'm like, at the end of the day, it's Walmart. What are they supposed to be wearing? Like, what is the comparison of what people should be wearing in Walmart? Like, where's the standard at?
I know. I feel you on that. Uh-huh.
But that's why I do agree, micro judgy, because like in that environment, I probably was judging people too,
We're
because
human. See, this is both and, we have moments.
I'm heavily being influenced by things that are brought me. Yeah. People do
Sometimes
it.
we like to read a bitch, like the library's open, right? Like,
That's true. That's very true. People do it without thinking, knowing it. We do have to call people out, but we love. But with love. Yes, I do agree, Michelle. I absolutely understand where you're coming from in the sense of everybody has those moments. I don't I and if somebody says no that they've never ever judged anybody, I'm like, you're lying.
wow.
Now you're lying to me. I know you're lying to me. Yes, over explaining is for trauma. Yes, so
Yeah.
it is. And I do feel bad when it happens. I'm like, you don't have to tell me everything. Like it's okay. Like you don't owe me anything. And I don't think people owe me anything either. Like I don't think I owe anybody and I don't think people owe me. I show up or I'm present with somebody because I want to be, not because I feel like I'm obligated to be. And that's how I want somebody to approach me is like, I don't want you to feel obligated to talk to me. I want you to want to talk to me.
Same.
Like, and if you don't, like, that's cool. Go over there then.
Over there, right?
Like, what the fuck? One of my toxic traits to myself is I'm way too understanding.
Yes, I agree with that one.
Let's see. Previous ex. Okay. Learning somebody's story in a very intimate partnership, you start to really understand, okay, what people have gone through. In my empathetic way, now I have given you the excuses to ruin me. And what I mean by that is because I understand why you are the way you are, I allow you to continue to be that way, even if it's fucking like hurting me. Like when that happens, that is very toxic, Kristen. And I think me and
Yeah,
her,
that one hits really deep. Yep, I feel that.
yeah, we can definitely relate. Okay. Who wants to pick a number from 12 to 20? Yes.
The question, y'all.
Somebody just drop a number from 12 to 20. I need some water anyway, because bitches get too much apparently.
Nobody. Wait, somebody pick a number. Just pick a number. There
Oh,
we go. Kristen,
sure.
thank you.
Thank you,
17,
Kristen.
14. Okay, cool. We'll go with 17 first.
They became your demons with you lose yourself. Yes. Okay. So 17 and then 14. I see you, and then Michelle will be back. 17. Can you share a moment when you felt your power and softness coexist in a way that changed your perspective?
Yes. I'm finally learning how to be soft.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, because I had to put on armor, right? This is what we do to survive. And you don't know you're doing it, right? And I don't need to talk about what armor looks like, but power and softness, I'm just newly giving myself permission to be soft. And so I don't even know if I can give you an example right now because it's just so new. It's like, a deer being born, you're like trying to find your legs and shit.
No, that's valid. So, as somebody also who's learning how to be soft with themselves, and like that word grace again, I give it so much to others, but like
Mm,
me, it's like ugh. So, a way that I have started to allow myself to be soft with myself is allowing myself to have a day of doing absolutely nothing. Like the thought process of I have to be productive, otherwise it's a waste of a day
yeah.
is now like
Yes.
like right. So I feel like you could probably is that a way that you show up for yourself in a soft way? Do you have something similar like that?
Okay, I love that you gave me space to I actually have an answer to your original question now.
Hey, look at that inspo.
Okay. It's really tender, y'all, and very, very vulnerable.
Aw.
So breaking up with this partner, if you ever broke up with someone you're still in love with just because it's not working. And I had to do that. I had to say, I'm still fucking in love with you, but we're not working. Okay. And we both left California to move here. Imagine that. I didn't stay to just have companionship and a safety net. Like I have no family here, right? So our breakup has just been one of the worst ones ever. And I was married for 14 years and we were together for 10 months, but we went through a hurricane. We went through so much shit, right? So my point to the answering you power and softness is I wanted him to see things my way in the way of the relationship, but for whatever reason, he won't or can't. Okay?
Right.
It's neither here nor there. But in my healing process, I rode the waves of anger, blah, 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 all the emotions. I went from, I don't want you to contact me. I don't feel safe to, okay, let's be friends. Let's try this. You know what I mean? Like we did that after we broke up. And then finally, It was 6 weeks of no contact, and I didn't feel good with that. I'm a type of person who doesn't like icky vibes. I just want peace with all, even, just peace. I just want peace, right? And we live in a small town, and I don't want this fear of stepping out of my door being, am I going to run into him?
Right.
But again, he wouldn't meet me where I needed to be met. So I was trying to be in my power and hold boundaries. But then my softness took over after weeks and weeks of grieving. And I wrote him a letter. He didn't reply. So I felt like shit again. So the wound got open. I'm like, oh my God, I wrote you a graceful letter thanking you for our chapter, even though he didn't own any of his shit. And I just kept trying to extend the olive branch. And then I finally called him and we talked. And this was really hard for me, but I didn't need anything from him. This is what the thing is. I didn't need him to give me what, remember what you were saying with your family? I said, if I call, I can't expect him to give me what I need. I'm just not expecting it. And he didn't, but I was at peace because I chose softness. I chose love. I stayed in my power. And now I gave myself peace. That's the best example I could give you right now.
No, and I appreciate you sharing that. And that just again just sparks like, oh fuck, why we've lived very similar lives apparently.
Wow. And we just met today. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I do very much understand that. Like me and my ex broke up like probably last year sometime, but we were still very active and present in each other's life. And it was more like, oh, I don't want to let's take away the titles and just date because maybe the title
Mm-hmm.
puts too much on something right now, and maybe let's just continue to get to know each other. So like in a dating aspect. But like that was like my best friend, right? So from going to having like that every day to like nothing and not having that opportunity, like I've called her, I'm blocked, so I can't reach her. I emailed her in May, but I last spoke to her in March. So I let time go, and then I sent an email that I thought was super graceful and like, you know what, maybe we were what we needed at the time that we were. And I have to just kind of accept all that. And then like it went unresponse. So then by June, I sent another email like, is this really how things are going to end? Like you're never gonna talk to me again? Like that's really what you're choosing after like all this time? So when she responded, it was like I read it and I was like, she didn't write that for me.
Huh.
She wrote that for her. My angrier email
Mm.
affected her ego more that she had to respond to protect her image of herself to herself. And what I got was like nothing. Like it was like, okay, you didn't answer any of the questions that I brought up. You only are going off of how I'm speaking to you now instead of how I spoke to you back in May. You're not even owning that you ghosted me. You're not even apologizing for it. So it's just like, okay,
Yep.
that was an email like Marlena, see? Like why are you like expending this energy and having so I allowed myself to be soft with myself in that moment to grieve the fact that this person has shown you probably for over a year, probably who they really are. And now you're just finally seeing it. So like,
Feel that. I feel
yeah,
that 100%.
yeah. So it's been interesting. So right before we got on this live, I had taken a shower. So let me get clean, like I'm going on a first date or something. And then, I get out of the shower and I'm looking at my phone and it has a person's name that my ex and I used to work with in a lifetime ago, it feels like at this point. And I haven't talked to her in forever. So I'm like, why the fuck is this person texting me? And it's a voice note.
Huh.
I was like, let alone why is she sending me a whole ass voice note? And in the voice note, like I don't know if you have an iPhone, but
Yeah, you could read it.
it like gives you some information. And like
Yeah.
the third word was my ex's name. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
Alliston's voice note. And she's like, I don't know if you're still, fucking with da da da, but she's really starting to piss me the fuck off. Da da da. I thought she was a lesbian. Why is she coming after da da? And I'm like, in my mind, she's telling me like, yo, she been fucking with this dude even when you guys were together. We all knew you guys were together. And I'm like, okay, as a human being, why are you telling me this now?
Oof.
Because we all worked together. And if this was what was going on when we all worked together, you know how much heartache and pain you could have saved me?
Mm,
Like,
that's
so what,
interesting.
so what's the point of you telling me this now? 30 minutes before my live, when I'm trying to continue to grieve this person that I felt so attached to and connected to, that just like poof disappeared. And then again, coming to the realization, like, oh, Borlina, you can't be mad at somebody ghosting you when you have ghosted yourself your whole life.
Wow.
Like when that's a lesson that I'm learning, it's like, how do I interpret that text? Like, what's the point of it?
What is that person's point? I don't know.
Right? Like what was the point of it? Like, I'm
Right.
right. So it's just like I read into signs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Which is like, what do I have to learn and unpack from this? Or is this just more like, Marlena, here's more proof to stop fucking thinking about this person? Like, is that just what it's supposed to be? But
What does your intuition, your gut, your heart say? You don't know yet, maybe?
yeah, I mean, it's been an hour.
Exactly, and that's okay.
And the person texts me as we're on this live, so I know now she's responded to my question, like, "Why are you telling me this now?" So I know once I get off this live, I'll get more answers to fucking figure out. But for right now, I just thought I'd let everybody know the shit show that continues.
Well, the universe just threw you a little curveball to throw you off your game. I don't know.
Well, I've become more aware that like everyday life has been testing me, whether it's my patience or my own trust,
Yeah, I
whatever.
agree. Yep.
It-
I used to use the word test, but then it makes me feel like, ugh, because it's like performative. I
Mm,
like to call them like soul checkpoints. Like,
okay.
if you're evolving, how are you going to react to this? And if you pass or do well with this check in, because people are mirrors of yourself, right? If we believe in that, we're all fractals of one, and everyone, anyway, that's a whole different conversation.
But we can always have that one too one day.
Right, the quantum, but basically you get to choose how you're going to react and move differently. And that's how quantum physics actually reacts to creating your own reality. You have a choice to do the same shit. That's the definition of insanity, or do it differently. And then new doors, new people, and opportunities come. And that's just life. We're growing and evolving, stumbling, falling, all the time, right?
Absolutely. And I do feel like timing plays like a huge role in everything. Like even like having this conversation with you today at 1, like everything is going to have to certain things have to line up for people to be in this live and having conversations with us, for us to even have these for to
Powerful.
get, like when you think about that, just like holy shit.
Isn't it a miracle? That's why if we ever get like so mired in the bullshit of the systems, it's like life is a fucking miracle for us to have this conversation, for these amazing souls to be here right now, giving us their time and energy. That is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hall.
I do enjoy that. And I'm glad you pointed out. And yes, thank everybody. I will just read real quick Michelle's our culture values financial growth over emotional spiritual growth. So there are plenty of people who are just stuck and don't value growth.
Yeah, that's fair. That's facts. So again, stay over there. We're over here.
That is very factual. I definitely agree with that. Bathroom guy. Indeed, judgment is not always bad. In fact, it is a often misunderstood conception. We judge rather our children have done good or bad. If criminals have committed a crime or so on, judgment is not always bad. It is hypocritical judgment that is wrong. You know what? The fact that like you brought up that like the perspective of we do judge. We're constantly trying to be past tense. Like that's what school is, right? Like you to move on to the next one, you have to have fulfilled and succeeded and checked all these boxes for this one, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
That's a powerful little way to think of something. Kristen, I'm soft with strangers, but not no one I know. That's interesting.
That is very interesting.
I think sometimes it is easier. Like sometimes,
There's no story or past.
right? Like you don't know them from a hole in the wall, so it's just easy to be like,
Oh yes. Okay.
yeah.
I feel that.
I feel like that's the soulful wellness musings. I've done the opposite. I've been too soft in the past, and I have learned boundaries. Interesting. I think that you can still be soft and have boundaries.
Agree.
Right? Like I think that that's kind of more the goal of everything is I am soft, but I don't move my boundaries for anybody. Like and I very well communicate them in the most respectful way. And I'm not demanding it of anybody. If somebody doesn't want to respect the boundary, then that's probably somebody that's not aligned with me and doesn't need to be in my life. So therefore we go on the separate road. And there's nothing spiteful or rude or mean about doing something like that.
I want to just congratulate Soulful Wellness Musings. I'm both now. Yay! We need more advocates for both and soft and boundaries.
Yes. If you wish to be softer with yourself, I would strongly suggest a bathrobe.
Oh, that is some marketing right there, dude. That is genius.
Can you make a bathrobe? Like, you need to get some merchandise, bro.
You do, bro. That's hella cool.
Those are the hardest. Yes, those are the hardest breakups. They say love conquers all. I don't think enduring is the same as conquering. Oof. Yo, bathrobe guy is always spitting. One day I'm gonna have him on one of these things.
Yeah, that'd be great.
He's always saying some real shit. Mama Mia, thanks for joining. Thinker, thanks for joining. That everyday validation sucks, but it's real. Yeah, and I think what I'm trying to learn right now is how to validate myself.
That's it. Because we're taught to get the grade, to get the job, to get the paycheck, the promotion, the person. It's external.
Right.
You got to do it here, or you'll keep bringing in people that can't give you what you need.
I think when I discovered that, the type of epiphany moment I had, like my mind just like literally went, I was like, that's why I wrote this post. Like, I don't want to date anybody right now because right now I'm not who I want to be. Like, so I don't want this version of me to attract anything. Like, I want to get to where I am proud of myself and understand. Like, I have a very strong understanding of who I am before ever inviting somebody else to share space with me.
I like your intentionality and your awareness. I appreciate that.
But I think that that's super important. And now I'm here with standards and boundaries and shit. So it's gonna be a process anyway. um, why are you saying sorry? Give us the tea. You're getting stronger every day. Yeah. Wait, what tea? I don't have tea. I might have tea, but I don't have tea. We're not talking about it. Because I had an experience recently. It wasn't negative. But it definitely provoked something in me that I wasn't even aware existed. Like, I don't know if you ever have interactions with somebody that you're like, it hurt, it opened a wound, or it hurt in a way that you weren't expecting, but it wasn't like them doing it. It was just like I wasn't expecting the emotional turmoil that I experienced. The interaction. It had nothing to do with the person. It just like, wow, cracked my head open type sitch. Fractals, you say? Oh my god, now you are talking my language. Split that physics girl.
I love it. Thanks for your comments, y'all.
If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. Motherhood joining, that's very true. That's like, I listen to enough a lot. So when I was a kid, Eminem was like really big, and I loved him. Why? Because I thought he was authentically who he was, right?
Ooh.
Eminem.
I know, but I'm hearing like, ooh, he's not authentic. I want to hear.
Feel like he again was a pawn in hip hop.
Oh shit! But you have to look at context. I don't know if you're referring to the '90s where everyone was kind of like, So to me, he seemed errant or deviant. You know what I mean? Like he did feel the most authentic,
right? And
not the most.
So,
you know what I'm trying to say.
So does Pink. Like, to me, like that was Pink. Like she was not conforming to what typical female singers would do, right? So Eminem was not the typical rapper, and he was speaking about things that weren't really spoke about in rap, and I could appreciate that. But then backstories years later makes me feel like a lot of it was written for him by somebody else.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, so then that's where it comes a little bit. But anyways, the point being, like, his music made me feel like I'm strong. I can get through this. Like, this guy grew up in a trailer at 8 Mile. Like, look where he is now. Like, you could do this. Like, you could do this. So now NF has become that for me. And he has a song that says, like, talks about like you can't, you have to be what you are to attract what you need.
Yes.
Type of things. And like the mentality of just being authentically you without being concerned about other people's opinions of it. So I like listening to shit like that because it keeps me in the mood.
Yeah, anything to reinforce that is great, right?
Absolutely. You guys are amazing. I can't keep up with all these comments.
I know.
I'm gonna pause in the comments for a second just because I want to continue to have
a question.
Yeah, another question with Rebel Sage. So
did we do number 17? Because that was a number that was.
It was 14. It was 17 that we did, and then 14 we did it. So 14 was, what's a misconception people often have about high-feeling, neurodivergent, or empathetic individuals?
Oh, geez. I can't speak for everyone, though. I can only
Okay, so what in your experience, what do you feel like has been the most perceived in regards to that?
Okay, so you said neurodivergent.
Or empathetic individuals?
I don't know. For me, it's that we're the nice ones. We're the people pleasers. We're easy. It's because we shapeshift to accommodate all. I don't like, I know narcissists. Yes, 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 that's a buzzword, but that's what the energy dynamic is. There's a dominant energy. And usually I'm not the one because I like to observe. And
Mhm.
so that dominant energy will like be this way. And so I will acquiesce by patterns and just, shapeshift to accommodate. So
Right.
I don't know. They just assume that we're nice and we're just easy. So they take our light and then they just use us. And then I don't know.
So if somebody was to say, I feel like you're only with me because of my money,
Hmm.
would you be offended by that to the point that you would feel the need to defend, or would you just move differently because they said that to you?
That one doesn't align with me though.
Right.
Exactly.
So I figured it doesn't, but I just but that was like one of the biggest things was I would point out how much I wouldn't point out, like, my ex would be aware of how much I would financially support her situations. Like,
Okay.
and if somebody is well aware that they're constantly getting free dinners or, like, any type of meal or weed or alcohol, like, whatever they needed, like, whatever they wanted, they were able to just get, or they got into a hardship and now they need money to pay a bill or something, and, like, you offer that assistance for them, I feel like that's the type of shit that I've done for people. Like, I've co-signed on cars for people. Like, I've financially put myself in bad spots trying to support somebody else, and I had to learn in a lot of different ways. So when I would bring that up to somebody and they would get super defensive over it, I feel like that's usually a sign that that's exactly what you're doing.
Okay. So you're getting what I'm trying to put into words is they just think we're there for them. Like we're just here on earth for their emotionally bring their financial support. Cause I've done that too. Cause we
Right.
can't say no.
Right. Right. So that's what I'm saying, any type of support, but most people can physically, like, see when it comes to money, whether it's you're zelling somebody or, like, you're helping in any type of, like, there's a track record of, like, no, like, legit, like, I gave you, like, thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
Are you literally only there because I'm giving you that? Like,
Probably.
and when I ask you that, is it a red flag that you're yelling that that's not the case, and how dare I think that of you?
Oof. Okay.
That's what I mean, like, for me, like, there I guess maybe I'm asking it in a contextual way that I can better understand, like, all the flags that I missed or all the signs that I missed or all of the information that I should have probably processed differently or
But
understood.
to add to that, it's up to the empath, the neurodivergent to hold boundaries because they'll take and take and take, and we're the ones not putting any boundaries up. So we're accountable for that half. I'm just saying.
That is true, and that's why I think I've definitely tried to figure out ways now
Thanks,
that
motherhood.
I'm over here trying to make sure, I don't ever, like, I was like, I want everybody to know I'm broke as shit. Like, I don't, even if I wasn't, like, I'm, like, over here, like, I'm broke as like, I act like I'm broke as shit.
Careful with your words, love, because you're
Oh, like, I'm putting that into existence that I'm broke.
yeah, you're reinforcing that. So your current experience is that I don't know. I'm just saying if you keep
That is
saying
that
that, you're saying
true.
spells. So
No, I can understand that too, because I feel like I have definitely gotten in that has happened to me in that path before, what without being, like, broker, but saying, like, other things consistently about myself, and then all of a sudden, yeah, that's exactly what has happened, so
I
I can.
get you. You're being transparent and authentic and sharing, and you're also like telling the universe, oh, they're broke, they're broke, they're broke, they want to stay broke. Okay.
Yeah, maybe I should stop. I'm rich, I'm really rich, but I'm not
Well,
telling.
you could just say I'm currently experiencing this and I'm open to that changing. Just something different, just a little and take
Well,
one.
I mean, I don't say anything to anybody anymore. I don't talk to anybody. I'm just saying, like, like, in a
Hypothetically. Okay.
situation.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
I
yeah.
just want us all abundant because we say shit, but words are spells, right? And then it creates actions and we stay stuck. So it's like we've been up, we've been down, we need money, right? Right? We've had it, we've lost it, we share it, we give it. Money is just energy reciprocated.
That's why I think it's like it is a very, like, it was definitely something that I definitely allowed to stress me out most of my life, but then when I realized that every time I really needed it, like, I really needed something for some reason, somehow I had it.
There you go.
So then I was like, I'm not fucking stressing about this because it'll just if I really need it for something, it'll just be there. And I'm not gonna worry about how it gets there. It's just I know it'll be there.
Okay, see, because that's why we have scarcity mindset in the world and hoarding, because that's a root chakra problem. Everybody fucking the billionaires, they want to hoard when
Like you
why
never
don't we
how
there's
much
enough for everyone, but they want to hoard. So that goes to the I need to stockpile that shit. But that kind of thing, it'll be there when I need it. That's the attitude. I don't know how it's going to come, but my needs will be met instead of I need to fucking take this and put walls around my fucking mansion and let everyone else live on the fucking sidewalk. What the fuck? Like, how can you sleep at night with that shit? Really?
But that's so true. And I deliver to those type of houses all the time. Because I in the neighborhood that I live in, like in the 10-mile radius, there's other $1 million homes. And I'm like, why do you need a gate? Like, you're literally telling people, I don't want anybody in here. I don't want anybody to see my pretty house. I don't want it or like the big hedges and trees that they put up. I'm like, why does it have to be so like, why can't I admire your house?
You should have a millionaire on and just ask questions and get their perspective, right?
I mean, I took that opportunity when I asked somebody that I delivered, like, how did you get this house?
There you go.
I had to hand it to them, and I took that moment. I was like, I just want to know. And she's like, I'm in finance, and I was like, yeah, I could never do that. So I'm glad you do what you do and you have what you have. No,
Exactly.
here, but like, yeah, that's something in my world I would never be able to do. All right, all right. I have this little book. It's called How Far Will You Go? And I like to bring it out at the end of our lives because it's fun. It's not specific to anything that we have been talking about. And helps to stay interactive with our lovely audience. That yes, there's a lot of comments that I didn't read, and I feel very upset about it right now because once the live is over, I don't get to see them.
Oh, they disappear Substack. Shame on them.
They have to figure out a way that I could get like everything that was communicated, like some
Yeah, that's lame.
like it'll be on the replay, but I won't be able to see it. But I do appreciate like everybody that's in here,
Yes.
spending time with us, Kristen, Bathroom Guy, Michelle, Motherhood. You all are amazing. But yes, I'd like to, if you're open, I'd like to.
Okay.
The
When you
book.
asked me, it gave me like spin the bottle vibes or like, oh,
Well,
what are you doing?
okay, it just says how far will you go, and the whole point of the context of the book is that there's hundreds of questions in there, but they're of a whole bunch of different.
Do it.
And the only rule is you have to be honest.
Am I not ever? But thank you.
Right. So I'm going to tell our audience while I get up to go get the book because it's on my shelf, to start dropping. Don't like rapid fire me because I get overwhelmed easily, but start dropping some numbers so that I can ask some questions to Rebels before we depart. Before we depart. Sorry. It's like the cutest little book.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Published book. I gotcha. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah. My uncle gave it to me at my nephew's graduation like brunch. And he's just like, read it. And the only rule is be honest with yourself when you answer the questions. So
Okay. Love it. Great idea.
nobody dropped a thing this time? Okay. Because I said don't overwhelm me. Okay.
Ooh, 22. Master number of peace.
I love that you knew that.
Well, that's one interpretation at least.
Right. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 questions on page 22. Somebody pick a number from 1 to 7. You can pick the number.
3.
Who had the best body you ever made love with?
Holy shit. That just seems so superficial. Okay.
So we don't, I mean, you don't have to, I can go any other question.
No, that one's kind of eh.
Do you feel like you had like that type of connection with your partners? Like that you were like, oh my God, this person.
Oh, I had a lusty one like in my 20s, sure.
Like what, where it's just like, wow, they have an amazing body. So I did it. No.
Oh, no. I'm so far removed from that, but I appreciate the question. Can we ask a different one?
Okay, ask another. Go ahead. Pick another number from 1 to 7 that wasn't 3.
5.
5. When did you have the strongest ability to concentrate?
Look, okay. Getting my master's. I'm the first person in my family to go to college. So to even go to college was a big deal. And then I went again to get my master's and I was working full time and it's just amazing what you can do. So I held it down. I actually have a thesis published in San Jose's like public library, state's libraries. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
Thank
No,
you.
oh, and no assistance in helping you, like, with all managing all of that. That was just pure, like, dedication and
Yes,
mindset.
exactly.
Wanted
Nobody mentor no, it was just like, I felt in the system, this is how you get from A to B, right? Like, that's the only way to succeed, blah, blah, blah. It's a whole nother conversation for another time, but I laid that concentration down those years.
So,
How many books I had to read, defend my thesis in front of yeah, yeah. So
well, I mean, I think I learned something new about you by just that one little silly so that's I mean, you should be proud of it, like, again, but I think I would also, if I was you, like, reference that time in my life to remind myself that I am completely capable.
Okay, yeah, like when I'm broken and grieving and I feel worthless and a piece of shit.
Remember when I did this? I'm badass. What
Yeah, I did have badass moments in my life. Yes.
get off the bathroom floor? God damn it. All right. Da-da-da-da. What is the strongest profanity you use?
Oh, wow. Just has to be fuck. Like,
Hey, you say fuck a lot. Like, damn.
I
Fuck,
fucking
fuck,
love, and I was a yoga teacher in the Bay Area, and I was that person where I'm like, if you don't like it, I'm not your teacher. So both and I'll fucking say fuck when I'm emphatic about something. It
I like
just,
passionate response.
yeah. I have to be very careful around kids because I'm not around kids a lot. And I'm just like,
I definitely am very similar. I don't realize how often I do curse or cuss depending on where you're from. And I had to tone it down. Again, when you're a retail store manager, you can't just be like saying anything. I mean, you can, but you may not have your job for very long. And I mean, I did, but like so I definitely learned to refine it a little bit, and then having younger children in my life help me understand it. But it's like I see it very much as just a passionate way of communicating something,
mhm,
and not like a derogatory way, depending on how it's used. Like I don't use it that way. It's just like
mhm.
part of my vocab.
Exactly. What's yours?
I feel like because I haven't really said too like spoken that way that much, I would feel like fuck is definitely something that like fuck, fucking, like whatever. Like I definitely drop the f bomb often when I'm speaking. Um, but like shit, like holy shit, like stuff like that. Like again, it's a passionate way of just communicating for me, anyways. That's
Okay.
so. All right.
It's time, right?
You could give me we can finish it off with one more question. It could be one of you could choose whether one of mine or one from the book, and then
Hmm.
we'll wrap up this lovely, beautiful
What do
conversation.
the people want? What number? What question?
Who
Let them
knows?
ask a question.
Ugh, maybe I can read all the things I didn't real quick.
Just go real time right now. Who's got a question? Let's end it with like your question. Go.
A question from the audience before we
Yes, a question from the audience. Thank you for your energy, y'all.
but I will tell you,
Mm.
I would obviously love to have you again.
Yes,
It's always,
please.
it's always a it's always a pleasure to have a conversation, and I do genuinely enjoy doing these because it gives me an opportunity to meet new people. And I apparently, for my need purposes, I need to connect with people that are not in New York. Right?
Okay.
Because it makes it easier to like formulate a connection, because I know that like you can't distract me from the things that I do because you're not here. What is your favorite quote?
Ugh, my brain it doesn't work in retaining well. It doesn't.
I think, like, there's a lot of quotes. I have one written on my wall. Well, it's a picture of a lion, and I'm
Mhm.
Leo, and it says, "It's not
Me
over."
too.
We're Leos?
When's your birthday?
August 2nd.
Okay, I'm the 25th. Happy birthday to us.
You're, like, July 25th, so it's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're different. Happy birthday. You're a different type of Leo, though.
I know everyone says August versus July. I know, but go on with your quote, please.
It says, "It's never over when you lose, it's over when you quit."
Okay.
So I wrote that on there because I got fired, and I was
Oh.
like, I'm not gonna allow life to say my life is over. Like, I'm not gonna allow a dismissal of a job to say, like, "You're done." So I might have lost my job, but I didn't quit on life, you know?
Yes. See, that's a system
Wait,
thing,
that is
right?
that is a system thing. So it's, 5 days is the bathrobe guy. Well, happy
Happy early birthday. That's technically Cancer, Cancer sun, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's like
I think
round.
I think that's 22nd is usually
Yeah. Oh, July birthday.
I love Cancer people too. My aunt's a Cancer. She's July 1st, and
Okay. My Venus is in Cancer, so that's my love language. It's very
aw,
feed me.
he said, "Yeah." All right. Well, um, I appreciate everyone who has joined us today, like, genuinely, and I'm sorry that I let the comments get away from me. Unfortunately, I haven't learned how to multitask that well.
You did so well. Out of all the people who moderate, I have to give you props. You're not giving yourself enough props.
Well, thank you. That is something that I have to learn how to do a little bit more. And on the cusp of Leo and Cancer. Yes, so that's what I
Mhm.
prepared.
I
Back
would love to come back. Just let me know some dates. This was really fun. The people that joined, it was so awesome. Y'all held some great space. So thank you.
So, I guess that's a wrap on another episode of Unscripted and
Yeah,
Unfiltered.
so honored. I had such a good time.
Yes, if something cracked open for you today, let it. Don't rush it. Don't fix it. Don't numb it. Just feel it. Because feeling is proof you're still here. You're still trying, still capable of something beautiful on the other side of this mess. Big love to you, Rebel Sage, for being my guest and showing up with me. Until next time, be tender with yourself.
Oh,
Stand
I
filled.
love all your messages. You're so good with your words.
I try. I mean, I really want to do
Oh,
this
I
right.
see your notes. I'm like, yes, 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 yes.
I really wanna do this writing thing, like, I said as somebody who won't ever have a child in this life, I
Mm,
want something of mine to be left
that's your
behind.
legacy. Yes, I see you. All right, y'all. Be
Well,
well. Talk
speak
soon.
soon. It's so nice to meet you. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.